Toy Soldiers was a game first released on the Xbox Live Arcade back in March 2010. It was released to critical acclaim and was the highest selling game on the Xbox Live Arcade for 2010. Move ahead to October 2012 where its sequel, Toy Soldiers Cold War, was released where it again received fantastic scores from critics across the board. And now we have Toy Soldiers Complete, a collection of those two games plus all of their downloadable content for a small price of $9.99. A great deal considering all of it was separately priced at $45. Although it's early access, I can definitely say the game is worth the price tag. But of course, that doesn't quite matter here. What I'm sure you'd like to know is simply, what is Toy Soldiers and why should I care? And that's a fair question to make. Toy Soldiers is a series that blends action games with tower defense strategy games. I'm personally not a fan of tower defense games myself, but the way it has been done in Toy Soldiers makes it a standout above all the rest. The games are set in various time periods depending on what game you choose to play. The catch is that you aren't fighting real wars. Rather, you're fighting inside a diorama made up of collectible figurines found from playsets. In the original Toy Soldiers, you play through World War I as the British or German forces represented by toys. You place down toy towers on top of predetermined build sites of two sizes, small and large. Each type of tower can only fit on a certain size of land, so managing which one should go where and when is something that is learned as you play. The towers that you place down are all based on real equipment from that era to give the game a very authentic feel. Exception is the toxic towers, which are based on model making equipment turned into makeshift weaponry by the toys. In Toy Soldiers Cold War, you play as the American forces or the Russians in the 1980s. This comes complete with pop culture nods all around to that time era. Again, the gameplay is the same, except the authenticity is changed to fit the time period. Cold War and the original game are alike in that you have to face normal waves of enemies, and occasionally at the end you'll face an over-the-top boss enemy. Like a giant submarine or a flying tank fortress, these really mix it up. Each one has several forms as well, so they have a different way of being fought back each time. It really mixes it up. But the real shining gameplay mechanic of Toy Soldiers isn't placed in the towers or who you fight, but rather how you take control. There's two ways that the player may control the tide of battle as well. The first is taking direct control of a tower and firing it yourself. This is usually a preferable option, as you fire faster than they would without your assistance, and you can fire at a much longer range. The other option is to board a vehicle that you may have at your disposal, such as a medium tank or Apache helicopter in Cold War, or a biplane in the original game. These really set the game apart from other tower defense games and can be seen as putting themselves above games such as Sanctum and its versatility. When controlling your towers, you can earn barrages as well, by earning lots of kills and combos. When you feel the blue bar at the bottom left of your screen, you earn a random perk which can be activated at will. This can spawn anything from an AC-30, a commando, or an artillery barrage. The thing I feel that makes Toy Soldiers so perfect is the childlike wonder it brings to your time with it. Any boy who's had toy guns or army soldiers has dreamed of them actually fighting one another. Toy Soldiers does this perfectly by emulating a war between toys without any blood being poured. The battlefields you fight on are just toy sets too. In some levels you can see the living room or the bedroom of the toys' owners around them. It has a real Small Soldiers feel to it if you've ever seen that movie. I loved playing games with toys in my imagination when I was younger, so this game really delivers on that. There's something to be loved about playing a Rambo knockoff as he shouts one-liners and guns down communist soldiers in the early levels of Toy Soldiers Cold War.
Point me to the enemy! Come! You wanted a war? You got a war!
It's also a very solid release for early access. Throughout my time playing with it, I've encountered no bugs, and the quality of the menus, options available, and sound quality in general has been superb. As I played the game, I really felt like I robbed the developers of money for having such a great quality title for such a low price, something they should be commended on for this day and age of such high-priced games. That being said, with the options, single player isn't the only gaming mode available. There's also minigames, versus mode, and survival available for those that don't just want to play the single player campaign. The minigames are pretty fun, and survival is solid, but I wasn't able to find a multiplayer match yet, so you may want to get friends involved if you want to try that mode out. To cut it short, Toy Soldiers Complete is an amazing title worthy of your money, and these developers should be supported in their efforts to bring you all their titles and DLC for such a small price. Some things may be locked off at the moment as development continues, but my time with the game as a whole has proven to me that they can be trusted with your money in order to obtain a truly great gaming experience, with over 30 campaigns missions to play and a plethora of modes and minigames.